Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, listen, and enjoy my stories every day. The clock strikes midnight, its echo reverberating through the stillness of our home. I sit on the couch, a glass of half-finished whiskey resting in my hand, the golden liquid swirling lazily. The festive lights twinkle around the room, remnants of a Christmas celebration that should have been filled with warmth and laughter. Instead, it feels like a cruel joke. My wife, Claire, has retreated to another room, her laughter fading into the distance. I take a deep breath, the air thick with the scent of pine and burnt cinnamon. Just moments ago, we were surrounded by friends, toasting to the holidays. But now, something feels off. A shadow lurks behind her smile, an unsettling chill that prickles my skin. Suddenly, my phone vibrates on the coffee table, shattering the silence. I pick it up, glancing at the screen. It's a number I don't recognize. Curiosity gnaws at me, but I dismiss it, tossing the phone aside. As I lean back into the couch, my thoughts drift to Claire. She's been acting distant lately, her phone buzzing incessantly with messages she never shares. A knot tightens in my stomach, but I push the feeling away. Then it happens, a soft ringtone, not my phone, but hers. Claire's cell is charging on the kitchen counter. I watch as it lights up, and before I can think, I'm on my feet, making my way toward the sound. The house is eerily quiet, save for the faint hum of the refrigerator. As I approach, I hear her muffled voice drifting from the other room. "Honey, you were just great in bed last night," she purrs, her tone dripping with intimacy. My heart plummets, an icy hand closing around it. I wish I could do it again sooner. I freeze, the world narrowing down to that one chilling phrase. A rush of adrenaline surges through me, igniting a burning rage that drowns out the festive ambience. I instinctively crouch behind the wall, peering into the living room. Claire is perched on the edge of our bed, phone pressed to her ear, her eyes shimmering with a playful glint I haven't seen in months. Who is she talking to? My mind races, conjuring images of betrayal, infidelity, a life I thought we had built together crumbling in an instant. "Tonight? You want to come over?" she giggles, and my chest tightens. It's too much to bear. Every laugh, every flirtatious whisper feels like a dagger to my heart. I take a deep breath, trying to calm the storm brewing inside me. I step back, retreating into the shadows. My pulse quickens as I replay her words in my mind. The anger transforms into something darker, an urge for revenge. I want to confront her, to scream, to demand answers, but a more sinister thought takes root. What if I turn the tables? What if I make her feel the pain she's inflicted on me? I slip silently into the kitchen, pouring myself another glass of whiskey, the liquid courage flooding my veins. With every sip, my resolve hardens. I can't let this slide. I can't pretend everything is fine when it's not. Suddenly, Claire bursts into the room, her laughter echoing like a ghost. "What are you doing?" she asks, feigning innocence, but I see through her mask. Her eyes dart nervously, searching for something, an excuse, perhaps. "Just thinking," I reply, forcing a smile that feels more like a grimace. "What about you? Who were you talking to?" Her smile falters for a fraction of a second, but it's enough for me to catch it. "Oh, just a friend," she says, brushing it off with a casual wave of her hand. "You know how it is during the holidays. I can't let this go. A friend who you wish could come over tonight." I press, my voice low and steady, a predator closing in on its prey. Claire's expression shifts, her confidence wavering. "It's nothing, really. Just a silly conversation," she deflects, but I can see the cracks forming in her facade. "Nothing?" I echo, my tone hardening. "Does this friend know you're married? That you have a husband who's sitting right here?" Her eyes widen, the realization crashing over her. "It's not what you think, I swear," she stammers, desperation creeping into her voice. I was just joking around. Joking. The word lingers in the air, heavy with irony. I can feel my heart thudding in my chest, the pulse of betrayal coursing through me. I take a step closer, closing the distance. I heard everything, Claire. You can't lie your way out of this. For a moment, we stand locked in a silent battle, her defiance wavering against my raw determination. I can see the fear in her eyes, and for a fleeting moment, I wonder if I'm doing the right thing. But then I think of that voice on the other end of the line, the laughter that feels like a betrayal etched in my memory. I want a divorce, I say, the words leaving my mouth like a bitter poison. It feels liberating, yet devastating all at once. Her face pales, the color draining from her cheeks. Wait, you can't be serious, she pleads, panic rising in her voice. We can work this out. I love you. Do you? I challenge, anger bubbling to the surface. Or do you love the thrill of deception? Because I'm done. This, whatever this is between us, it's over. She takes a step back, her hands trembling. You're making a mistake, she whispers, but I can see the reality sinking in, the truth she tried so hard to hide unraveling before her. With one last glance, I turn away, my heart heavy but my resolve unwavering. The festive evening that should have been filled with love and joy has turned into a battlefield. I know that this is just the beginning, a prelude to a war that will change everything. As I walk away, I hear her sobs echoing through the empty halls, but I don't look back. This is my moment. My chance for revenge. Our paths will never cross again, and that thought fills me with a strange sense of freedom. The next day dawns cold and gray, a fitting backdrop for the chaos unfolding in my life. I sit at the kitchen table, nursing a cup of bitter coffee, the bitterness of the brew mirroring my mood. Claire hasn't emerged from the bedroom since our fight. I can still hear her muffled sobs echoing through the walls, and guilt pricks at me, but I shove it aside. This is what she wanted, this is what she deserves. As I contemplate the end of our marriage, the doorbell rings, pulling me from my dark thoughts. I set my cup down, irritation flaring. Who could it be at this hour? I walk to the door, peering through the peephole. It's my best friend, Jake, looking more disheveled than usual. His hair is a tousled mess, and he's wearing the same jacket from last night's party. I open the door, and he steps in without waiting for an invitation, concern etched on his face. Dude, what happened last night? I got a weird vibe from you and Claire, he says, his voice low. Is everything okay? I can't hold back the flood of anger and hurt. Okay. Does it look like everything is okay? She's been cheating on me, Jake. I heard her talking to some guy on the phone last night. She was intimate with him. His eyes widen, and he takes a step back, his expression shifting from concern to disbelief. What? Are you sure? I'm sure, I snap, gripping the edge of the table, feeling the tension in my body ready to snap. I want a divorce. I can't live a lie anymore. Jake runs a hand through his hair, trying to process the information. This is insane. Have you confronted her about it? I did, I reply, the frustration boiling in my chest. She tried to deny it, but I'm not falling for her lies anymore. Okay, he says, pacing the small kitchen. What do you want to do? You need a plan. You can't just spring a divorce on her without thinking it through. I want to make her feel what I felt last night, I say, my voice low and steely. I want revenge. Revenge? Like what? He asks, looking wary. Like exposing her, I say, my mind racing. I'll tell everyone about her infidelity. Let's see how she likes being humiliated. Jake shakes his head, caution in his eyes. You really think that's a good idea? It could get messy. What if she retaliates? Let her try, I growl. She's the one who crossed the line. She ruined our marriage. As we talk, I feel a sense of clarity emerging from the chaos. I realize I need allies, friends who can support me as I navigate this storm. I want to gather some people. Maybe throw a little party, but not like last night. This will be a different kind of gathering. I want her to see what she's losing. Jake raises an eyebrow, intrigued. That could work. Who do you have in mind? Sarah, for sure, I reply. She's been my friend for years, and she's always had my back. And then there's Mark and Lisa. They know Claire too, and they'll be on my side. All right, let's do it, Jake says, a hint of excitement sparking in his voice. But we need to be careful. You don't want to ruin your life over this. I nod, resolute. I need to regain control. I'm not going to let her walk all over me anymore. Just as we finalize our plans, Claire finally steps into the kitchen, her eyes red and puffy, her hair disheveled. The sight of her tugs at my heartstrings, but I push the feeling aside. This is about strength now, not weakness. Can we talk? She asks, her voice shaky. What's there to talk about? I shoot back. You made your choice, Claire. I'm sorry, she pleads, desperation creeping into her tone. I didn't mean for it to go this far. It was just a mistake. A mistake. I echo, incredulity flooding my words. You think this is just a mistake? You betrayed me. Please, let's not do this here, she whispers, glancing at Jake, who is shifting uncomfortably. Can we at least have a civil conversation? I can see the tears pooling in her eyes, and a part of me wants to relent, to find common ground. But I steel myself, remembering the warmth of her laughter as she spoke to that stranger. No, Claire. I'm done. I'm not playing the victim anymore. Is this really what you want? She asks, her voice breaking. You want to throw everything away? I already have. You made that choice for me, I retort, the anger boiling over. Jake steps in, sensing the rising tension. Claire, we think it's best if you give him some space right now. Space? She scoffs, her frustration mounting. Is that what you think I need? This is about more than just me, it's about us. It was about us, I reply, my voice cold. But you shattered that. You chose to hurt me, and now you'll have to face the consequences. With that, I turn away from her, the weight of my decision settling heavily on my shoulders. I can feel Claire's gaze burning into my back, but I refuse to turn around. I won't let her guilt trap me again. Jake and I make plans for the gathering, deciding to hold it at my place the following weekend. We throw around ideas for a theme, but I realize the true theme will be my liberation, setting myself free from the shackles of betrayal. The day drags on, a blur of anger and determination. I reach out to Sarah, Mark, and Lisa, inviting them to the gathering. Each conversation fuels my resolve, and I can feel the support of my friends building a safety net around me. As night falls, I sit alone on the couch, the house silent except for the distant sound of traffic outside. My phone buzzes with a text from Sarah, "Can't wait to see you this weekend. I'm here for you." A small smile flickers on my face, and I know that I'm not alone in this fight. I've got my friends, my allies. And Claire. She'll have to face the storm she's unleashed. In the days leading up to the gathering, I can feel the tension mounting. I'm filled with anticipation, each conversation a thread weaving a tapestry of revenge. I'm ready to confront Claire and make her realize the gravity of her actions. But deep down, a part of me wonders what the fallout will be. I know it's going to be messy, and I brace myself for the storm ahead. Revenge may be sweet, but the cost is high. And I'm prepared to pay it. The weekend arrives, and I find myself pacing in the living room, my nerves humming with anticipation. I've spent the last few days organizing the gathering, reaching out to friends, and mentally preparing for the confrontation with Claire. The air is thick with unspoken tension, a prelude to the storm that's about to unfold. As I adjust the lights, creating a warm ambience to mask the brewing chaos, the doorbell rings. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for the confrontation ahead. I open the door to find Sarah standing there, her smile brightening the dim hallway. "Hey! I brought snacks," she announces, holding up a couple of large bags. "Perfect timing," I reply, stepping aside to let her in. "You have no idea how much I need this." Sarah's eyes dart around the room, taking in the decorations and the half-empty bottles of wine lining the counter. "Looks great. But are you sure you're ready for this?" she asks, her voice laced with concern. "Ready as I'll ever be," I say, forcing a smile. "I just want to get it over with." We start unpacking the snacks, and soon after, Mark and Lisa arrive, bringing more food and laughter. They join in, setting up the living room for what will be a night filled with drinks, memories, and, hopefully, some catharsis. But beneath the surface, I can feel the tension building, the anticipation of Claire's arrival looming over me like a dark cloud. As the evening progresses, the laughter and chatter grow louder, a stark contrast to the turmoil swirling in my mind. I sip on a glass of wine, trying to focus on my friends and the joy of the moment, but my thoughts keep drifting back to Claire. I can't shake the feeling of dread that comes with knowing she will soon walk through that door. "Hey, man, are you all right?" Mark asks, noticing my distant expression. "You look like you're about to jump out of your skin." "Just thinking about Claire," I admit, my voice low. "I know she'll show up, and I'm not sure how I'll handle it." "Just remember why you're doing this," Lisa says, placing a reassuring hand on my shoulder. "You deserve to be happy, and this is part of your healing process." "Thanks, guys," I reply, feeling a flicker of gratitude. "I appreciate all of you being here." Just then, the door swings open, and Claire steps in, her presence striking a nerve. The room goes quiet, the laughter dying down as everyone turns to look at her. She's wearing a casual sweater and jeans, but the facade of calm is shattered by the tension radiating from her. "I didn't know you were having a party," she says, forcing a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. "It's just a get-together," I respond, my voice cool. "You can stay if you want." She hesitates, glancing at the group, her eyes flickering with uncertainty. "I just wanted to talk," she says, her tone softer. "Now's not the time," I reply firmly. "We have guests." Claire's expression hardens, and I can see the shift in her demeanor. "Fine. I'll leave," she says, turning to go. "Wait," I call out, my heart pounding. "If you want to talk, let's talk. But it'll be in front of everyone." She pauses, clearly torn. Finally, she nods, her shoulders slumping in resignation. "All right. I'll stay." The atmosphere shifts, a palpable tension hanging in the air as everyone exchanges glances. I motion for Claire to join me at the center of the living room, and the others instinctively create a semicircle around us, their expressions a mix of concern and intrigue. "Why are we doing this here?" Claire asks, crossing her arms defensively. "Because I want you to see the people who care about me," I say, my voice steady. "And I want you to understand what you've done. Please, just give me a chance to explain," she pleads, her eyes darting nervously between me and my friends. "Explain what?" I retort, my voice rising. "How you've betrayed me. How you've humiliated me." "Stop." Sarah interjects, her voice cutting through the tension. "Let's all take a breath here. Claire, maybe you can start by telling us why you did it." Claire looks at Sarah, her expression softening for a moment before she turns back to me, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. I messed up. I was feeling lost, and I thought I could find comfort in someone else. But it was a mistake, a stupid mistake. A mistake that you kept hidden, I counter, anger flaring again. You didn't think I deserved to know. You didn't think our marriage meant anything. I was scared, she shouts, the emotions spilling over. Scared of losing you. Scared of everything falling apart. Then why not talk to me? I shoot back, my heart racing. Why go behind my back? Because I didn't want to hurt you, she cries, the desperation evident in her voice. I thought I could fix it on my own. By cheating. Lisa interjects, her voice steady. That's not fixing anything, Claire. That's just running away. The room is charged with emotion, the silence heavy as Claire's gaze falls to the floor. I didn't mean to hurt you. I thought it was just a fling, she admits, her voice trembling. But it wasn't just a fling, I say, my tone low and fierce. It was a betrayal of everything we built together. I can see Claire struggling to hold back tears, and for a fleeting moment, a part of me wants to comfort her. But the betrayal runs too deep, and I refuse to give in to that instinct. Do you understand how this feels? I continue, my voice thick with emotion. You shattered my trust. You made me question everything. The room is silent as we all absorb the weight of my words. Claire's shoulders slump, and she looks up at me, her eyes filled with a mix of remorse and despair. I'm so sorry. I never meant for it to go this far. Then what do you want from me now? I ask, my voice hardening. What can you say that will make this right? I just want a chance to make it up to you, she pleads, her voice barely above a whisper. I want to try again. Please. Try again. I scoff, disbelief coloring my tone. You think you can just waltz back in and everything will be fine? It doesn't work like that, Claire. At that moment, the doorbell rings again, interrupting the charged atmosphere. I exchange a glance with Jake, who looks equally puzzled. I'll get it, he says, stepping away from the group. As he opens the door, I hear a familiar voice. Hey, man. Sorry I'm late. It's Ben, a mutual friend and partygoer. But he stops short when he sees Claire standing in the middle of the living room, the air thick with tension. Whoa, what's going on? Ben asks, confusion etched across his face. Just a little discussion, I reply tersely, my eyes still locked on Claire. Ben raises an eyebrow, sensing the storm brewing. Looks like I missed a party. Not the kind you think, Mark says dryly, crossing his arms. It's more like a tribunal. Sounds intense, Ben replies, his gaze shifting between us. Need me to step in? I shake my head. No, it's fine. We're just dealing with some things. Claire's expression hardens at the sight of Ben. Why is everyone here? She demands, her voice sharp. This is supposed to be a private conversation. This is exactly the point, Claire, I retort. You wanted to play games, and now everyone gets to see what you've done. Ben looks uncomfortable, glancing between us. Is everything okay? Not really, I say, my frustration spilling over. Claire cheated on me, and now we're trying to figure out what's next. Whoa, seriously? Ben's eyes widen. That's messed up. It is messed up, I agree, the weight of the situation settling heavily on my chest. And I'm done pretending like everything is fine. Guys, can we take a step back? Sarah interjects, her voice calm amidst the chaos. This isn't how we should be spending the evening. Maybe we should take a moment to breathe. The tension lingers, thick and palpable, but her suggestion resonates with everyone. I nod, taking a deep breath, and I can feel Claire's gaze on me, searching for something, understanding, maybe, or forgiveness. But I know that forgiveness doesn't come easy, especially not when trust has been shattered. The night is still young, and I realize that this gathering is about more than just confronting Claire. It's about reclaiming my life and surrounding myself with people who support me. I step away from the circle, my heart racing. Let's take a break. I need a moment to think, I say, feeling the weight of the situation pressing down on me. As I walk toward the kitchen, I hear the murmurs of my friends behind me, their voices a mixture of concern and support. Claire lingers, the weight of her actions evident in her silence. I know she wants to reach out, to say something, but I'm not ready to listen. The gathering has turned into a battleground, and the night is far from over. As I pour myself another drink, I can't shake the feeling that this is just the beginning of a much larger conflict, a war of emotions, trust, and ultimately, the struggle for redemption. I brace myself for whatever comes next, knowing that the real test is just beginning. The atmosphere in the kitchen is thick with tension as I pour another glass of whiskey, my hands shaking slightly. I hear the muffled voices of my friends still engaged in conversation, a mixture of concern and anger. I take a deep breath, trying to steady myself as I lean against the counter, my mind racing. Suddenly, the door swings open again, and in walks Jake, his expression grave. "We need to talk," he says, his voice low but urgent. He steps closer, lowering his voice further. "I just spoke to Ben outside. He mentioned something about Claire that I think you need to know." I feel a cold rush of apprehension wash over me. "What about Claire?" I demand, my heart racing. Jake glances back at the living room, ensuring that no one is listening. "Ben said he overheard a conversation between Claire and the guy she was seeing. Apparently, it's been going on longer than just last night." "What do you mean?" I ask, my chest tightening. "How long?" "Months, apparently. He said they've been meeting up regularly," Jake explains, his eyes locking onto mine. "She lied to you, man. This wasn't just a mistake, it was a full-blown affair." I feel the world around me tilt, the room spinning slightly as Jake's words sink in. Months? My mind races back to the moments we shared, the conversations, the laughter. I had thought it was a rough patch, a bump in the road, but this changes everything. "No," I whisper, shaking my head in disbelief. "This can't be true." "I wouldn't lie to you, dude." "You know that," Jake replies firmly. "I think you need to confront her again, right now." I nod, steeling myself. The gathering has turned into something far more serious than I anticipated. I push past Jake and walk back into the living room, where my friends are still talking. Claire stands near the edge of the group, her expression a mix of anger and despair. "Claire," I call out, my voice cutting through the chatter. She turns, her eyes narrowing as she braces herself for what's to come. "What now?" she snaps, her defensiveness rising. "I need to know the truth," I say, my voice steady. "Jake just told me about the affair, how long it's been going on." The room falls silent, every pair of eyes trained on us. Claire's face pales, and I can see the panic rising within her. "What are you talking about?" she asks, her voice trembling. "Don't lie to me," I retort, feeling the anger bubbling up. "Ben overheard you talking about how you've been seeing someone else for months. Is it true?" The silence stretches, and for a moment, it feels like time stands still. Claire's eyes dart around the room, and I can see her weighing her options, whether to deny it or to come clean. Finally, she swallows hard, the reality of the situation sinking in. "Okay, yes," she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. "It's true. I was seeing someone else. I thought I could keep it from you. I thought it wouldn't hurt you if you didn't know." My heart feels like it's been ripped from my chest, the betrayal slicing deeper than I thought possible. "You thought it wouldn't hurt me? How could you even think that?" I shout, the anger spilling over. You destroyed everything we had. I was lost, she yells back, the tears spilling down her cheeks. I thought I was making the right choice for both of us. Right choice. I echo, incredulity flooding my voice. You were just being selfish. You don't get to decide what's right for me when you're betraying my trust. Maybe I didn't know how to be the wife you needed, she fires back, her anger mingling with her sadness. Maybe I was scared of losing you and didn't know how to talk to you about it. Scared? You had months to come clean, Claire. You chose to betray me instead. I yell, the hurt morphing into a deep-seated rage. The room is silent, the weight of her confession hanging in the air like a dark cloud. I can see the disbelief on my friends' faces, the shock settling in as they process what's just been revealed. Is this what you wanted? I ask, my voice dropping to a low growl. To destroy everything we built together. I didn't want this to happen. Claire cries, the anguish in her voice palpable. I just wanted to feel alive again. Alive? By cheating on your husband. Do you even hear yourself? I can feel the fire burning within me, a mixture of hurt and fury. You've betrayed my trust in the worst possible way, and now you expect me to forgive you. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please, just give me another chance, she pleads, her voice trembling as she reaches out for me. Another chance. I scoff, stepping back. You've already thrown our marriage away. You've shown me who you really are. Claire looks around the room, her eyes darting from friend to friend, searching for support. But the reality sinks in, the people she thought would rally around her are just as shocked as I am. Maybe we should all just leave, Mark suggests quietly, sensing the turmoil. It's getting too heated. Maybe you should all just go, I reply, my voice cold and detached. I need to think. I'm not leaving, Claire says defiantly, her voice rising. I'm not going to let you push me away like this. Why are you even here? I counter, my anger boiling over. You've ruined everything. You don't get to decide what happens next. As the room starts to empty, I feel the weight of the betrayal pressing down on me. Jake, Mark, and Lisa shuffle out, exchanging glances, leaving only Claire and me standing amidst the remnants of what was once our life together. Maybe I should just go, Claire says, her voice wavering. If this is how you feel. Maybe you should, I reply, my tone icy. I can't look at you right now without feeling sick. Tears stream down her face, but I feel nothing, only an emptiness that echoes the love I once had for her. She takes a step back, her expression crumpling, and for the first time, I see the true weight of her actions reflected in her eyes. Goodbye, then, she whispers, turning away, her shoulders shaking as she walks toward the door. Goodbye, Claire, I say, my voice void of emotion. You made your choice. As she steps outside, I can feel the door closing on not just our relationship, but on the life I thought we had built together. I lean against the wall, my heart heavy but resolute. In the aftermath, I find myself standing alone in the living room, the silence deafening. The laughter, the warmth, everything we shared is now just a memory. I realize that the trust we built was fragile, easily shattered by betrayal. As I glance around the room, I know this is the end. I'm free, but the cost is immeasurable. The gathering, meant to be a celebration, has turned into a bittersweet conclusion. I gather the remnants of the night, empty glasses, discarded food, and begin to clean, feeling a sense of finality wash over me. The intrigue of our lives, once intertwined, has unraveled into chaos. I understand that moving forward means embracing the uncertainty of what comes next. I pour myself one last drink, raising the glass as a silent toast to the lessons learned, to the strength I've found in facing this betrayal. And in that moment, I know I'll be okay. The path ahead is mine to forge, unburdened by the weight of deception. As I sip the whiskey, I feel the bitterness fade, replaced by a quiet resolve. I will rebuild, stronger than before, and I will never allow myself to be blinded by love again. The night may have ended in heartbreak, but it's a new dawn, a chance for a fresh start, free from the shadows of the past.